when the train's better. So Yetzer Tov is going to win. Our team is going to win. I mean, when you watch your team play, you want them to win, and you hope they're going to win, and you're happy when they win, right? So that's your Yetzer Tov. But you can't give up in the middle of the game. You have to fight. And there has to be someone to fight against. So the Eibishter gives you a Yetzer Hara to make life interesting. I kid you not. Chapter 20. 20. Is there a T at the end of the word 20? Or is it 20? 20. T for two, and two for T. Me for you, and you for me. Oh, how happy we will be. We'll have a family, a boy for you, a girl for me. Lam not sayach mizmer leDavid. Yancha Adonai b'yem tzara. Hashem should answer us on the day of our distress. Boy, do we have distress. All these hostages. A year also, getting to be a year, 4 months. 16 months to being held in captivity. What did they do wrong? Terrible. No, and they're bombing and they're killing and nobody knows where they are. Sagev Hashem Elohei Yankin. Latest, they want to exchange prisoners and they don't even know if they're alive. They're not going to reveal if they're alive. They're just going to give back the bodies. Rahman al-Itzlan. Hashem. Send us help, Hashem, from your holy chamber. Umitziyin, and from Zion. Isadeka, support. What is Zion? Jerusalem. Yizker kol min chaysecha. Hashem should remember all of your offerings that you brought, your devotionals. And your burnt offerings should be accepted graciously. And he should grant your heart's requests and fulfill your good, enable you to fulfill your resolutions, your eitzes. Then we will rejoice in your salvation, Hashem. Uv'shem Eloheinu nidgel, we will raise the banner of our God high. Yamale Adonai kol mishalei secha, Hashem should fulfill all your heart's requests. Ata yodaiti, now I know, says King David. Ki heishia Adonai Mashiach, that Hashem saves his anointed one. Yaneu mishmei kodshe, he answers him from his holy heavens, bigvures, with might. Yesha, salvation, Yemina, from his right hand, which is kindness. They come with chariots and tanks and supersonic missiles, cavalry. We come with whatever weapons we can get, but we come with the name of God on our lips. They bent over and they fell down. And since the time of Abraham, we are still standing strong, proclaiming to the world that there is only one God. Hashem should answer, should save us, the King should save us and answer us on the day that we call. So we've learned that everything has a body and a soul. Your soul is your neshama. Hashem breathed into Adam, and we've got it. How do we get it? When did we get it? Someone asked, when did we get a neshama? How do you know we got a neshama? The answer is at Matan Torah. When Hashem gave us the Torah, that ratified things. That, in other words, you might suggest, I don't know if it's true or not. That's just my mental meanderings. You might suggest that it was up for grabs. That anyone could have had it. In fact, before Hashem gave the Torah, he didn't want that people should complain that it's not fair, that he gave the Jewish people the Torah. You think it was fair? It was fair. It's fair and square. You know why? Because he offered it to everybody first. Everybody else had their chance. And they all said the same thing. What did they say, Hannah? They said, what's in it? What's in it? They didn't like what they heard. So we asked in class, who was he talking to? How do you offer a nation something? Who was he talking to? So we suggested as we learned along, every nation has a guardian angel that contains within it the whole ethos, character of the nation. And every guardian angel, I guess, the Medrash just says every angel, every people, they all refused. They said what's in it, they didn't like what they heard. Some people were into fashion. They said, fashion is nonsense. Don't go after fashion. Some people were into, they said, don't do that. Some people were into war. They said, you shall not kill. Some people were into money. They said, you shouldn't steal. Some people were into immorality. They were told, you have to lead a moral life. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't, no same-sex marriage nonsense. So they all said, no thanks, not for us. He came to the Jews who were then enslaved in Egypt, and they also, and he said, do you want my Torah? They didn't ask what's in it. That's the difference. We didn't ask. We just said, yes, if you're offering, we're taking. They make jokes about it. They say, you want a commandment? We said, we'll take 10. You want a tablet? We'll take 2. That's how we got the Torah. And there are midrashim about it. When we said that, what did we say? The actual words we said, they're written in the book of Exodus, which is coming up in a few weeks' time, that they said, Nasa, we will do it. Hashem, whatever you say. Yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. We'll do it. And we'll learn about it. Because we have to learn about it in order to do it. But we'll do it. And we committed ourselves like that. It was very rash. We didn't say we'll think about it. People who say we'll think about it don't get there. You want to learn how to ride a bicycle? We'll think about it. You'll never learn. You'll learn by doing. And doing is the main thing. Right, Adina? Doing is the main thing. We have to be doers. But we have to be learners in order to know what to do. So now we're coming up to chapter 6. We learned that there's a good side to everything, okay? We start off with the Ayet Sahar, then we learned that the neshama has 3 aspects to it: nefesh, ruach, and neshama. Then we learned that the neshama breaks down into 2 parts. There's an intellect, Chabad, and there's the drivers in your heart. Chabad is in your head, and your drivers are your emotions in your heart. Basic emotions are love, I love this, and no, that's not for me. I love it, keep me away from it. Okay. And all the other drivers are offshoots of those 2 fundamental feelings. Because loving it means taking it through to getting it done, and keep me away from negative things takes me to getting it done right, in the right way. In the right way. Okay? So we learned all that. And then we learned the greatness of what we achieve when we do mitzvahs. And we learned that mitzvahs are like our clothes, like our clothes that we wear. And we learned about Torah, which is connecting us, connecting our intellect with Hashem. And a whole discussion about which is greater, Torah or mitzvahs. What do you say, Yael? Which is it? Which is better? Torah, because Torah leads you to do mitzvahs, so Torah is better. But Torah is also a mitzvah anyway, so it's got you covered. But still, mitzvahs are higher than Torah. Mitzvahs are from a higher source. Mitzvahs are from, Torah is only from wisdom. Wisdom is in your head. Mitzvahs are from higher than wisdom, from what you want, from what you desire. You desire to be a good Jewish girl, nothing's going to stop you. Not rain nor sleet will stop the mail from going through. Okay, chapter 6. Now we have to look. Until now, we talked about the good side of things, the holy side of things. We all want to be on the winning team. The winning team is Hashem's team. There's no question about it. There's no different league that can compete. Right, Rivka?
Yes.
Yes. And we all want to be on the good side. What's the other side? The word for the other side is, in Hebrew, tzad. It's very similar. There are theories that English comes from the Mesopotamia area in the Middle East. So there's a lot of similarity between Hebrew words, Aramaic words. Aramaic is like a derivative of Hebrew. In the beginning, everybody just spoke Lashon HaKodesh, the Holy Tongue, and then it sort of got popularized and spoken Hebrew and then Aramaic. There's a lot of similar words in English and other languages, especially the Romantic languages. What are the Romantic languages? Like around the Mediterranean, French, Italian, Spanish. They're called Romantic languages. I don't know why. So the word tzad in Hebrew means side in English. Same root, right? And acher, the word acher means other. Acher means other. The front is called the face, panim, a shena Yiddish panim, a beautiful Jewish face, right? Panim. And the face shows you everything, all the feelings. Shows you happiness, shows you unhappiness, anger, nastiness, kindness. It all shows in your face. See a person from the back, you don't know if they're young or old, yellow, green, or blue. You don't know anything. They look nice, they look horrible. Someone with a good eye never sees anything horrible. Because all you see from the back is one thing. From the front, you see everything. So we have panemius, which is from the front. Panemius means in Kabbalah language, it means an inner life. The inner life and thing is the panemius, the face of it. And the backside is the acher, which is called the acharayim. You know what the acharayim is? It means the back. So we have the tzad acher, which is the other side, the back side. You have holiness, and you have the tzad acher, the other side. Chapter 6, page 101. And Hashem creates everything with a balance. You have the holy side, you have the good team, you have the not good team. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to love to watch the wrestling on television. It was so exciting.
Fake one? WWE?
I don't know. I don't remember all these things. I don't remember anymore. And then it became very violent, so I stopped. I don't even go there anymore in tons of years. Then they got women involved. But I used to like to watch. They always had a good guy and a bad guy. And then they had doubles, they had good guys and bad guys. They used to do nasty things. They used to take the guy in and ram his head against the poles. It was exciting, but there was always two sides. So similarly here, this is a big principle. Like we said about the two teams, you have to have two teams. Can't play baseball just with one team. Can't play football or soccer with just one team. You have to have two teams. So Hashem makes everything one against the other. There's a balance. Why is there a balance? Why? Why is this such a great, important idea? Because if you don't have the balance, Rivkala, if you don't have the balance, you can't make a choice. And the highest power that you have is your ability to make a choice. Who has the most choices in the world? You might think the guy with the most money. He can choose to do anything. He can buy his own plane. He can build his own airport. He can do anything he wants. He just has to want. Sometimes rich people have so much money, they're bored. They can't think of what they should want. It will make them happy. And sometimes they get so paranoid, they think that someone's going to steal their money, that they become trapped in their paranoia and their fears. They have guards around their bed so nobody should sneak in under the bed and rob them when they're asleep. Who has free choice? Money doesn't give it to you. Who has absolute free choice? You can choose anything in the world. Anything, anything, anything. You know who?
Shem.
Take a guess.
Shem.
Yes. Hashem has absolute total free choice. And he gives this, he shares this with us. When you'll have a family, you'll have good things. You want to share the most precious things with your children. Hashem shares with us the most precious thing, the most precious quality in life, which is free choice. And he'll never take it away from you, which means he can show you miracles. You understand me? Yes? He can show you miracles. You can witness the biggest miracles in the world and still not even change. Remain unaffected. People can meet with the biggest tzaddikim, the holiest people in the world, and talk with them and not change. Because they resist making a good choice. They resist the ability to choose. The ability to make a good choice is a great, great blessing. And it enables us to choose good. And it says in the Torah, Hashem says to us, I'm not making it up. It's written in the Bible. I used to have a teacher who used to say that. I'm not making it up. It's in the Bible. Hashem says, I'm putting before you that which is good and that which gives life and that which is not good and brings the opposite of life. Choose good. He tells us. But we don't have to listen. So we can go to Mount Sinai and see all the miracles that take place. We can go to the splitting of the Red Sea and see the miracles. The sea turns to dry land. And the Egyptian army chases us into the sea. And we go through. It's nighttime, but it's daylight. For us, it's daylight. For them, it's darkness. The sea pours back on top of them and they drown. And they're punished. And they're hurt. And they're torn to pieces. And we go through and there's trees growing in the sea. And it's light. And the birds are singing, and the children pluck the fruit from the trees, and they give them to the birds, and we all sing together. It's the most extraordinary paradise experience. And a person can go there and be inspired forever and ever and ever, and tell their children and their children's children and their children's children forever. Or it can come away and be totally uninspired. Ho hum, expecting to give up my private desires for this. You know what I mean? And so we see people still rebelling. They challenge Hashem, they challenge Moshe. No sooner did they get out of the sea than they start complaining. What did you bring us here for? There's no fresh water. There's no water. We're gonna all die of thirst right away. Well, I just took you through the Red Sea. I eliminated the whole army of Egypt. I bestowed upon you animals, gold, silver, clothing, and everything you could, good health. All the people were Matan Torah. Before Hashem gave us the Torah, says, it's not good that I should give my wonderful Torah, my essence, my wisdom, my willpower to a bunch of sickos. So everybody who was sick got better. And how do we know? The Torah tells us. If a person was lame, he had a limp, it says everybody stood at Mount Sinai. Everybody stood, nobody limped. People who were deaf, it says everybody heard. People couldn't see. They didn't need glasses. Everybody saw. People couldn't speak. He lame. They all said, we'll do it. We'll learn it. We see in the Torah, the words tell us the whole story. Hashem made everybody well. Miracles upon miracles. And the next day they come in. How come you took us here? Hashem, Moshe, what are you doing? Bringing us into the desert. There's no water. There's no food. What are we going to do? We're all going to die. See, choice is never taken away. We have two teams. We have the good team, and we want to be on the good team. There's a new song. My wife listens to the Israeli television on her WhatsApp the whole time. I'm trying to learn Rambam, and she's listening to Israeli television. And it's interesting. The esprit de corps, the morale of the Israeli soldiers is so fantastic. They're so proud. They're so handsome. They're wonderful. They're wonderful, wonderful people. Wonderful people. A lot of sacrifices, unfortunately. But they're doing good. They're doing so good. They're wiping out the whole miracle, such a miracle. The Syrian rebels got rid of the Syrian government. And this enabled us to just walk in and destroy all their military capability. And somebody told me yesterday, I never knew this, that before Assad, the murderer, the butcher, such a terrible, horrible person, before he ran away, he was afraid of what they might do to him. So he revealed to the Israeli Secret Service, or someone in the Israeli side, where all the armaments, all the ammunitions, everything, missiles and everything, where it was all hidden away. So they know exactly where to go and destroy everything. So there's no longer any military capability from Syria. This is a tremendous miracle. Since 1948, Syria's been throwing bombs onto all the Jewish people living in Israel because they're up high. They just throw them. Finished. Miracles. So we have to know, anyway, that all that behind this principle is page 101. You must memorize this in English or French or any other language that you speak. Hashem makes everything one thing opposite the other. And the lesson that we learn from this is that you can learn from everything. Because if everything has a counterpart, you can learn from everything. If it's not good, you can learn the opposite. It's hard for me to remember. We said there's 7 drivers in your heart. Reb Zusha, who was a colleague of the Alter Rebbe, he writes the introduction to the Tanya. It's called an approbation. You know what approbation means? I could make a joke about it, but I won't. Approbation means I'm giving you permission to read this. It's a good book to read. It's like the root of approval. He was a very great person, very, very great tzaddik. He was extremely humble, extremely humble. He considered himself to be very ignorant. When he was a child, he couldn't learn. And he maintained that attitude about himself, that he's a simple person. He learned 7 things. He said you can learn from everything. What? Tissues. Okay. You can learn 7 things from a ganav. What can you learn from a thief? Tell me, what can you learn from a thief? Let's see if we can get 7 things.
Not to steal.
What?
Not to steal.
Can't hear you.
Not to steal.
Not to?
Steal.
Not to what?
Steal.
What's the last word? I can't hear you.
Steal.
Steal, not to steal. Yeah, that's the ultimate lesson.
So
Crime doesn't pay. But no, how the way a thief works, from the way a thief works, we can learn. Yeah, not to steal is the big lesson.
Tactics.
What?
Tactics.
Taxi?
Tactics. Tactics. Tactics.
Tack? What's she saying?
Tactics.
Facti?
Tactics.
Tactics?
Yes.
Tactics. What does that mean? You have to have a plan?
Yeah.
Yes, plan. You have to operate with a plan, with an orderliness. What else?
To be private.
Private. Nobody should know what you're doing.
Fearless.
Serve God and don't brag.
Brave.
Don't let people see what you don't show off your holiness.
Fearless.
You have to be brave. To serve God, you have to have courage. You can't let somebody makes fun of you and say, oh, okay, I won't do it. Fast. You have to work quickly. You have to work quietly. Yeah, secretly, quickly, courageously. Very good. What else? Okay. What if you don't succeed?
Not to quit.
Try again. Right. You know, all these things you can learn. All these are very wonderful qualities in how to serve God.
That's what they say, right? Like.
And one other thing is, a thief has to be
Strong.
Yeah, we said that. That's okay, strong, but confident.
Confident.
And he has to know that and together with that is emunah, to know that he's doing the right thing. Even if he's stealing, but he feels he's doing the right thing. Okay, so one thing opposite the other, so we can learn from everything. When you see somebody doing something not good and it bothers you, so you have to say, what would be the opposite? And if Hashem has showed this to me, he made me see this. I didn't just see this by accident, right? There's a God in the world. Nothing happens by accident. If I see somebody doing something not nice, somebody has a chocolate bar, kosher, of course, on the subway, and they finish it, and they throw the wrapper on the floor. Not nice. Not nice. So I see somebody doing something not nice. I have to think to myself, do I do something like that? If Hashem is making me see this, we have to do quick check. Why is Hashem showing me this? See somebody screaming, yelling, misbehaving, making a lot of noise, being very inconsiderate. Is Hashem showing me that maybe some way I'm also inconsiderate? So you have to learn from everything. And do the opposite. Because Hashem made one thing opposite the other thing. This is a principle, girls, you have to live with. The Rebbeim lived with it. The Rebbe Maharash, the 4th Rebbe, used to say that when someone comes to him with a problem, he has to change his clothes. Because he has to take off his clothes. What are your clothes? They're your garments of
your soul.
Thought, speech, and deed. So he has to change his garments. His garments are good. He's perfected his garments. This guy comes in, he's a mess. His garments are all messy, torn and dirty. And he needs help. Rebbe, how do I clean my garments? So he has to take off his garments and put on the garments of the guy in front of him. But they're not his garments really. So now he has to identify in himself what are what's something similar to these garments in me. What am I going to do about it? How am I going to fix this problem in myself? Now that I've identified a problem in myself that I wasn't aware of, Hashem made me aware of it by bringing this person to me. He has a big problem. I have a much more delicate, much more subtle problem, but it's the same problem. So I have to think, how can I fix this problem in myself? Now I can't tell him that because he's not on this level. What I have to do is too difficult for him to do. What can he do on his level? So now I have to give him something on his level, and if he will do it with his full heart, it'll be good. The famous story about a guy, he was a wagon driver, and one day he was delayed coming home on Friday afternoon, and the train wasn't running on time, and he came home a little bit late after Shabbos had begun, and he was so upset. So he went to the Baal Shem Tov and said, what do? I broke Shabbos. He said, you know what? We don't have lights like this. How did they light the shuls? With candles. Bring candles for Shabbos. Bring 6 candles for Shabbos, and that will fix you up. That will be your rectification. That will fix everything. So he did. He was very happy. The Rebbe helped him to atone for his inadvertent sin, breaking Shabbos. There was a very young student there who was a genius, and he himself would eventually become a Rebbe. But he was upset that such a big sin of breaking Shabbos, you could atone for with 6 candles. Buy 6 candles and it'll be okay. It bothered him. So the guy went to shul and he lit the 6 candles, and there was a big wind that blew the candles out. He thought, oh no! My tshuva has not been accepted by God. He went to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe said, do it again. And the next week, a dog came in and ate the candles. Because this student had put a left eye on him. Because it didn't seem right to him. 6 candles for Shabbos? Shabbos is so holy. And the third week, another thing happened that the candles got. Finally, he went to the Rebbe and said, Rebbe, what's going on? So, the next week, the Baal Shem Tov sent word to the student, he wants him to come for Shabbos. Oh, he was so excited. The Rebbe wants me to be with him for Shabbos. It wasn't so easy for him to get there. He got lost, and he got lost, and he got lost, and he got lost, until the very last minute, he realized he's going to be late for Shabbos. And he was so nervous, and he's running and running and running to get there on time. He came and said, Rebbe, he says, okay, now you know how he feels, how this person felt. Don't be so critical of him for what he did on his level. Now you understand it on your level. Anyway, the point is that that's how it works. The Rebbe finds something on the level of the person, applies it to himself, applies it to him. Zeh le'uma zeh. Everything has an equal and opposite counterpart in life. The good side and the bad side have equal counterparts. Now, I must say a word. We're over time again. Late again for the minyan. What am I going to do? But I must tell you, Friday is a fast day. That's tomorrow. Okay, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Thank you. Good. So good. Thank you.
We did one more.
One more thing. Things take time. Tell them that good things take time. Oh, that's cool. This is